guys, so today's just a quick one because okay, so I don't even watch these guys, so you're probably asking why the fuck you even get involved. But I don't know, the more I read about this topic, the more frustrated I was getting, so I just want to air this. The Watcher, which is a YouTube channel, and it's three guys who used to be on BuzzFeed that I used to watch. I used to watch their Worth It series and their Unsolved series and things like that. There are quite a lot of BuzzFeed editors and creators that didn't own their content when it was on BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed basically owned the whole of the content. So a lot of people left BuzzFeed, including people like Sophia Nygaard, made their own channels and made money. Same with Tribe Guys as well. But the Watcher channel has now decided that they are leaving YouTube and going to create their own streaming platform, which I actually don't think is a bad idea. I don't. But I think it needs to be accessible. We will get into that. But yeah, they're leaving YouTube, creating their own streaming service and going to put all of their content on the streaming service, which is not inherently a bad idea. What is a bad idea, and what a lot of people have an issue with, including myself, even though, like I said, I'm not even affected by it because I don't watch their content, but I don't like the way this is going, and I don't like the way this has been dealt with. The reasoning they've used for this, because I've seen other creators do other things, which again I will get into in a sec, that doesn't affect their free YouTube content. So basically at the moment, obviously YouTube is free, but you need to watch ads unless you have YouTube Premium, where you don't have to watch any ads, which thank the fuck I have. I didn't pay for it because £16 or £17 a month is ridiculous. I got it free with my phone contract, so I'm going to be really sad when that expires because I'm going to have to renegotiate that because I'm not paying £17 a month. Anyway, my point is you can support a channel by watching the ads or skipping the ads. Yeah, they don't get as much money, but you're at least watching a portion of the ads. Obviously there's also ads in the middle for some content and even at the end. So you are supporting the channel by watching their content and watching the ads that are promoted throughout their videos. People also support channels by buying merch. But the Watcher have decided to, like I say, move away from YouTube and instead move to their own platform, which you have to pay for. So you have to pay $5.99 a month or $59.99 a year. And they've said, in their own words, that they wanted to make it affordable so it's accessible for everyone.
We want to keep the price low enough where anybody and everybody is able to afford it, but it also has to support the things that we do here. So that was the number that just made the most sense for the streamer.
That is not affordable. $5.99 a month for one YouTube channel, one streaming platform that houses one lot of content. Yes, they do have multiple series on their channel, but this is a joke. Expecting people to pay $5.99 a month in the current climate as well is ridiculous. People even said that the first tier of Disney Plus is $5.99 a month. Look, I appreciate the fact they turned around and said that they cannot afford to keep making TV style expensive content on YouTube because it is too expensive. It probably costs them a lot more than it should compared to a lot of other YouTube creators, compared to how much they're actually making from YouTube ads and revenue, etc. So I get it. But then roll that back a bit. There are a lot of fans, and I've read a lot of stuff on Twitter, stuff throughout the comments, saying that the reason that they gained so many fans wasn't because they were putting out hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of content. They were putting probably 10 to 20 grand or something per episode of the Unsolved or Worth It and all that sort of stuff into these videos. I don't know how much it was, but it was probably a lot less. That's what gained them fandom, because people liked the camaraderie between them and enjoyed their chemistry. That is what people go to channels for. It is not just for the information. It is not just for that specific subject matter, because let's be honest, majority of subject matters are fucking everywhere nowadays. You stay for the content creator that you enjoy. There's a reason why I use the example a lot of Top Gear. The reason why people watch Top Gear all over the world was the camaraderie between the guys. That's exactly the same in my eyes for the Watcher, from what I'm hearing from a lot of people at least. So they could have made a decision to roll some of that stuff back and put some of this content that costs a lot of money behind a paywall, whether it be Patreon or this new streaming platform. That would have made sense. But what they're saying is that you can only watch their content now, bar trailers, and maybe they said something about like maybe the first episode of each series, but if you want to watch the whole series you have to pay for the platform. This is a huge fuck you to the fans. It reeks of being out of touch. It reeks of greed, because they're saying that they would rather have more money. They would rather people pay for their content than have content free on their channel and have extra stuff, like extra bonus features, extra That would make more sense. You could even do things like, for example, one of my favourite YouTube channels is Sorted Food. 2 to 3 times a year, they do a live event. They literally just did one the other weekend. People could pay to go to that live event, and it was a way to support the channel because it was something extra outside of the channel that if you have the funds, you could pay for. They were not expecting that every single person that watches their channel would be able to not only afford that, but would pay for that. And they completely understood that and kept the channel and the amount of content they had for the rest of their fans. That is a perfect way to gain more money, more income if you need it for such projects, than put everything you make behind a paywall. This was completely unnecessary. If it was multiple content creators that decided they were leaving YouTube, because I've said multiple times across the years that I wish someone would make another platform instead of YouTube, because there is way too much shit going on YouTube that I do not agree with. There is favoritism. There's a lot of channels that are regurgitating content and making shitloads of money, even though you're not meant to be able to duplicate content. So there is a lot of rules that are broken, but because there is a shitload of favoritism across this fucking app, it doesn't go anywhere. And I've said that for years. So I have said, like, if someone like PewDiePie, for example, and all of the gamers went on to another platform that he might create, for example, I could see that doing so well because it's not just one content creator, it would be a lot. And someone has said that apparently they've said that they are hoping that more content creators will move over to Watcher. I get it, but to me, the way that they worded some of this stuff reeked of greed to me, unfortunately. It didn't speak to me of people that wanted to do the best for their fans. It spoke of, especially considering people have said that their back catalogue of videos on YouTube also will be eventually removed and put onto Watcher and will only be available for people that pay for Watcher. It just, I think this is how a lot of fans are feeling, is that they've got their money and they no longer care about you guys. One of the things that was said that again really rubbed me the wrong way was that some series didn't do well on YouTube, but they think it will do well when it's on the Watcher platform.
We're going to put it up to the members to resurrect a show from the past. There are a lot of shows that maybe didn't do phenomenally on YouTube that would be performing perfectly fine on a streamer.
With all due respect, if it didn't do well on a free platform, what makes you think it's going to do really well on a platform people have to pay for and all of your fans are not going to go over there? Not even close. I moved on from the money part very, very quickly. We are in a current crisis. Not only in the world right now, like we're on the brink of World War fucking 3 and you're thinking about money, but we have been living, I know at least in the UK, but I'm pretty sure this is also happening in the US and other countries. We're living in a fucking crisis where people cannot afford to buy homes, to enjoy the little things in life. People are struggling money-wise across the world. And I speak of that as someone who, I'm very, very grateful and fortunate that I'm not in that circumstance. But I understand that a lot of other people are. There is thousands and probably millions actually, of people who cannot afford, firstly, yet another fucking streaming service, and especially one that is not worth the money compared to how much you pay. Like say, if you pay for Netflix, you get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of series and films and even games on there. Disney, hundreds and hundreds and do you see what I mean? The cost that you're paying for any other subscription service compared to this one channel is not even comparable. If this was maybe £2 a month, people would probably pay for it. I could actually see a lot of people paying £2 a month for it. I know that sounds like a low amount, and it probably is. That's about £25 a year from every single person. It's half the amount they're expecting. But I guarantee they would double or triple the amount of people that will pay for that service. And again, you could have tiers. You could have a free tier, you could have a £2 a month tier, and then you could have a £6 a month tier with like bonus content, etc., similar to Patreon. This just reeks of that they don't care enough about their fans and what their fans may be going through in the amount of crises that are going on right now. It just screams out of touch, especially that £5.99 is affordable. It is, but not for the amount of content, like say, you're getting. People could say, oh, well, I'll pay, I don't even know how much it is. Is it $9.99 a month now for Netflix? I can't even remember. They keep putting it up. I know this video is all over the place, I'm sorry, but it is very, very frustrating, and I did want to read a few of the comments on Twitter and throughout their YouTube video, just to show that I don't think I'm alone in my frustration, even though, like I say, I'm not even a watcher of The Watcher, so I get it. Who the fuck am I to say anything? But I've seen so many fans that feel frustrated, feel alienated by this. Like I say, it feels like a fuck you to a lot of these fans that are not in a position to afford $5.99 a month, another expense a month. See, one person said, did I just get laid off as a Watcher fan? Another person says, to be honest, the overly produced content isn't the one that got you a big amount of supporters. It's the chemistry between Shane and Ryan that makes your content watchable. Another person, anybody and everybody can afford it. You drive a Tesla. Please get back in touch with reality and stop making passive-aggressive comments about people who can't afford it on your Instagram. Ooh. I did see something about someone saying, like, someone had screenshotted on Instagram. Well, I saw this on Twitter, but on one of their Instagrams, they said, like, if we lose fans, you know, whatever. They care more about the fans that are paying for it. I already commented, but I'm doing it again. You guys have merch, you have Patreon. Your Patreon alone makes $100,000 a month, and you don't even advertise the fucking thing. Do you know what I'd give to even get a quarter of that income a month? Why should any of us pay nearly $10 Canadian without tax to support Stephen having a Tesla, or all you living in LA, or the eating of hundreds of dollars of food in one sitting for a video? We're literally boycotting a giant grocery store chain in Canada next month because we can't afford to eat, and you want me to pay a subscription service? No, I'm done. Way to go back on Eat the Rich, Shane. That's what I'm saying. Like, people are very, very frustrated by this, and I can completely understand. Let me just get Twitter as well. So yeah, this is something I forgot to mention. Like, someone said that I get that YouTube restricts creativity a lot, but this isn't the solution, and they already made some money with their Patreon. This just feels greedy, especially if you think about how little content you get for $6 and hyping everyone up with the countdown before. Oof. People saying like $6 for content of one channel that has been free for years, and even putting old stuff behind a paywall in this economy ain't happening. Gonna be honest, I've been watching Ryan and Shane since the beginning of BuzzFeed days. I've watched them weekly for years now, but I can't justify paying for another streaming platform just for Watcher shows. This is really sad. I think you're going to lose a lot of your audience, to be honest. Yeah. This is the thing. Like I said, this is alienating so many of their audience, and they could have done this in such a better way. Put special stuff on Patreon, completely understand. If you need the money to generate for specific series to get that money, completely understand. And put not lesser quality, but less money. You don't need to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into series on YouTube, because yeah, you probably won't get that money back. But at the end of the day, that was your choice to put all that money into those series. And a lot of people said they don't watch that high quality. It's a bonus. And if you are not comfortable putting out stuff that you cannot spend that much money on, put less content out. Put more content then on that one, and maybe put one video every 3 months, for example, onto your YouTube page, so that your fans always feel like you are still there for them. Even if I think they backtrack this decision and say, like, because they've had, this is really blown up on, like I say, in their comments, on Twitter, clearly on their Instagram as well, this is going to go sideways for them. I don't actually think it matters if they come back to YouTube in a year, in 2 years, or like I say, even if they end up still putting any content on YouTube and putting most of it over to their new platform. It doesn't matter. They have left really bad taste in people's mouths now that I don't think you can change, and it's definitely not going to change overnight. Like I said, it feels like a fuck you to the fans that got them to where they are today. And if you alienate that huge fan base, you lose your fans. It is that simple. And this was a quick one. Sorry about that. I just wanted to get this out before it's old news. So I hope you guys like this video. If you do, make sure to give us a like and subscribe. I feel like I'd really appreciate it. If there's certain topics you want me to cover, just to get my thoughts out, etc., let me know in a comment below. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'd see you all in the next one. Bye.